My name is Mark Plati, and I was a producer, musical director, and guitar player on TOY. Glastonbury and the BBC shows were kind of like, in addition to being shows on their own, in and of themselves, they were kind of our warm-up for doing this record, because we had been rehearsing all the songs on the record while we were rehearsing for those shows. We decided to play a couple of the songs when we were playing live. We had been playing at Roseland as well. We did a few warm-up shows there. And we played London Boys and I Dig Everything at Roseland, and we played them at the BBC. We didn't play them at Glastonbury. Glastonbury we left for a separate kind of entity. So we were pretty well together by the time we got to the studio to actually record. This band was on fire. There was something about this band that did this record and did those shows. Like, I think, Slicky alluded to it. But to me, it was like, for somebody that always wanted to be in a rock band, that was a rock and roll band. Like the later band had more depth to it in terms of the styles we could cover. But this band, I don't know, there was something really rock about this band. The thing with these songs was that they were all very different, not only compositionally, but they were all done at different times with different producers, different musicians, different studios. So they were all very different in this way. So the thought with this was like, we do it with one band, and one producer, or, two, be him and I doing that. And that would provide a degree of uniformity to it that, the originals just couldn't have out of, circumstance. So we decided to stick with what had been the band on the Hours tour, except that the idea was to bring Earl Slick back into the band, into the mix with us, which proved to be a really great thing. I mean, he had just the perfect sensibility for it and personality for it, and he just fit in with us like just from the first day. We were all just fast friends from like that first rehearsal. So this really was, I think, the group of personalities to do this kind of joyful rock music. This was the idea while the band was rehearsed and the band was still hot from doing shows, because we rehearsed for Glastonbury. We really prepared because Glastonbury was a big deal. So we really wanted to be together, and Slick was just back. And so by the time we got to those first gigs at Roseland, I mean, we were on fire. And if you're going to do a record like that, all the better that the band knows each other and the band is used to playing, and you're still, flying high from these performances. So that was the thought, like, okay, we'll wait a week and go back, and we'll go right in and record this. There's definitely an element, an undercarriage of straight rock and roll, no doubt. And I think what keeps it from being that are the songs themselves. They're, some of them are just too quirky to be straight. They have, interesting transitions and bridges and things that keeps them from being, I don't know, normal, I suppose. And then some of the additional elements we added, some of the things that Slicky added after the fact took it off a little more of an interesting direction. But I think adding, when we brought in Jerry Leonard and Lisa Germano, they brought a lot of different color to it. Jerry with his kind of ambient space guitar thing, which is on Shadow Man, which really brought that to another place where that was kind of almost in the turf of a conventional, well, what would be conventional in this world, a conventional piano vocal track, and he took that into like more of an ambient spacey place, which was great. And Lisa brought kind of this almost twisted kind of Americana element to it all, which I don't even know what to call that, which to me means we've succeeded, because I don't know how to identify that. And that's, I think, I can pay it no higher compliment than that I can't pigeonhole it.